want with me?
Yeah. I want. See if this is, this not really. I don't see anyone doing this on the internet. It's like streaming
How we eat?
streaming everything of his or her life on the internet. Good morning, my friends. How are you?
Yeah.
Have some banana?
Oh, thank you. Pleasure. My heart smiles for you.
Your heart is opening. So this is
Yeah, it's better.
banana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's better. Do you see I'm a genius?
I am
A genius.
no. What is it?
Genius?
Genius?
Genius. You don't know what's genius? Genius is like, Einstein. Anderson. Tesla.
Tesla.
You know
Yeah,
Tesla.
Tesla, yeah.
Tesla is a genius. Genius means someone extraordinary, very smart.
Okay. Genius.
Genius.
Ah, genius.
Genius.
Genius. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Do you see I'm a genius?
I think every people have own genius,
Mm-hmm. So what is my genius?
I think you're good in managing and dominate, powerful, politic. You have very good leader qualities, ambitions.
You know what makes genius? The one.
I know. 50% your nature. Like you can born and be very stupid, and you can born and be very clever. Like it's special structure of your brain, you know. So 50% is nature, create you, and 50% it's you, what you need, what you learn, what you know, like how you have attention to things you like and you things interesting in. So it's not only enough to be very clever from your birth. You need also develop your qualities, develop your skills. For example, my favorite scientist, he is a biologist and he study insects. But all his life he was a lawyer, you know, like lawyer. What is it? He worked in office with papers, but in the late age he realized that he really interested in nature, and he started to develop this skill, about nature, like exploring some new species of insects, travel around the world and collect insects in like under glass, and now he's very famous scientist, but like he opened his skills very late, you know. So it's not only enough like birth and be yourself. You also need to understand what is your talent, what is your genius. I believe that every people have some genius. Maybe people just don't realize still don't doesn't realize what is it, what their genius. But for example, for me, I know like that's why I like this biology scientist, because me too, I like nature, plants, animals. So I think my genius is study biology, and I have a dream to work in some national park or nature reserve or botanical garden one day. So I'm traveling just for looking good place, good nature, for I can live long time and work in the place I really like, I really interesting. Oh, I think your genius maybe politic, maybe you're good in um, this type of how to say
Area.
yes, area.
Um, is I think my genius is it could be my weakness too, because I can go to very high. What makes genius is I see some genius, they have something very smart. Genius is very different from successful people. Because Tesla, he's not successful. You know his story, yeah? He's spending his whole life, he invents a lot of things, and then he was poor. You know that, yeah? And because he's still virgin, so he has some different idea. So what makes genius? I think is genius is they have something very good and something that's very bad, and that's how they make the genius. Because something they are so dysfunctional and makes other things become very bright. Yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
Like it's very, you know, very difficult for me that I did not well plan for my master to come, and first night I was smoking, and then when I start smoke, and then I just destroy my relationship, and then I did that in the first night, you know, and it wasn't like I offered the nicest person that to welcoming a friend, and she is kind of a person a bit strange that maybe not strange, but very stylish. She like be in control, and you know everything has to go with the right flow. So I wasn't make a I was like a very much generous and eager. I just take her to places, but I think come to the point that when I smoke and I behave a little bit different, and then that's how it trigger people's worry, and she said, I'm tired, I want to go back home, but I just like find excuses, say okay, we go to there, nice place, and I invite her everything. And next day I was tired, after read, and then I become not functional, and it wasn't offer the best moment. People are very complicated, and you almost like playing the music note. You need to play at the perfect frequency with the person.
Yes, of course.
When I get high, and you saw, I get very too high, and then when high, and then you go to the other extreme, and then and it's hard to be ourselves with like it's very few people in this world that they can be very honest. Very few people, and especially sometimes with women, they speak in a very different language.
Yeah. How many people watch?
Not a lot, just few. 18.
Really?
I was trying to talk to this, but seems not very successful by sharing with this information. So I put on hold a little bit.
Because for create something really good, something really genius, you need
Genius.
genius. You need belong your time, or almost all your time belong to this work, to this creation process. So people who has genius, they prefer be introvert. They have no too many social contacts. They have, but they don't use, because they like create, and be alone at this time. Even musicians, when they create new sing new song, they first sitting in some place very quiet and in their head like trying to create something new, and only after they call the group or team and say, okay, I have a melody, let's become it's more powerful, like more good, in good sound, and then they go to collective work, co-working. But for create something really good, you need be in your mind, like meditation, but not thinking about breath. You need to think about this thing you want to create.
to be successful politics, to be good influence and domination,
Yes.
I see that the
You need to understand all algorithms, you know?
all algorithm.
Algorithm, yeah. Because politics is like a game. In every game you have algorithm. In politics the same. It's just politic games. And if you have some problem, you need to go with algorithm and like choose the correct way in this situation. So that's why Putin is like very good president, you know, and he in the power too long time because he is very diplomatic and use algorithms. So he know all buttons how to push different situation in country, even in inflation, even some bad situation in country, war, different things. He know the buttons, algorithms. So that's why he's very like too long time president. For be good leader, you should be very careful. Careful, not very like crazy things, you know, like not when you waiting something and like unwaiting, like president don't need to do something like unwaiting things. It should be very like level. So you just need to prepare first people for some reform and only then offer this reform. So people already will prepare and they will not say like very bad because they already prepare. And I think like our president, for example, we have a pension reform. Before pension reform, he start to what to say, take in our TV channels or some social media this idea about like in Europe the like pension is not so early, like, and the age of people became bigger with like, you know, and we listen like understanding, okay, we are ready for reform, and then Putin say, okay, now we have a reform, so from this day the pension will be later for women and for men. Yeah, and people say like, oh really so bad, but they already ready for this reform. So all good leaders, they first slowly, step by step, prepare people for some good reform, and then all people agree because they already ready. So that's why we have no in Russia like pickets, you know, like protest. Yeah, all people quiet. They just like a zombie, you know. They just zombie. We have in Russia too many zombie people, too many.
So
They follow Putin, you know. Have no their own opinion. Yeah, but
so it's like Putin was very smart to control
yes,
the education and all
yes,
politics and then
all education and all. You know, like
so it's like this is like past communist regime. They train people to become stupid and easy
yes,
to control.
yes, like in Hong Kong, I think that like it's quite similar. They like they in their students' book or like young people, they became the zombie.
Yeah, from the very beginnings they become zombie.
Yeah, and it's like they really change a opinion. They really change mind in like wash brain to people, and I think with time all will became better. All will be good. Yeah, but now we can see like in the past what it was. It was zombing, the process of zombing people.
You know, politics, I never believe politics because politics is the womb of virus, the womb of evil, and it's always playing the game that it is because people need something, they are ready for something. Because they need and ready for something, and mostly those need and wanting it is because the other part of politics, they create this need, this 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 situation. So they are ready, they're hungry for that, and then they can put a new policy on it because they are hungry first. So it's like I make you hungry, I make you ready, and then you can go ready for this path, and you under my control, you eating my candies.
Yes. All right. Yes.
And I am not politicians people thinking because I cannot do that. I see the bullshit, and then I know that how you make this bullshit. So I'm totally opposite. I say, okay, this is the way. If you do it or not, you accept it or not, now, bam, like this. So that's why it's never working for democracy, because democracy is for a bunch of stupid people to rise their leader. The more stupid the nationality is, the more easy for those very powerful people, rich people, to manipulate. In Scandinavia, in Norway, in Switzerland, people are more civilized, so the proportion of independence or the civilization is it can be good for democracy. But for the zombie, is no. I just give you candy, you will vote for me. That's for sure. So because I don't have politics people thinking, I plan and press the button, and because I'm lacking of this, and perhaps this is the best leader, because I create something very new, unusual, not based on the traditional ways. But having this kind of personality is very difficult in the daily life. Very difficult, because I always confronting problem with people. They are living in this world, officially living in this world, which means they are very diplomat. They based on the rules, and they successful because they know how to play the games of this politics world. And that's why naturally I have so much conflict with this kind of people. Either they are stupid or they are smart. And the conflicts always happen. It is they say one thing from in the front, and then they change at the back. And I remember, hey, why is this change? And you never can argue with them, because they have their own reality. And people are very creepy. I don't know how you see this world. I see a lot of you just shared to me earlier. You see a lot of Western, they are strange, right?
What you?
A lot of Westerner, foreigner. You know Westerner?
Yeah, Western. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So people approach you, you never stay with them. I'm not living the world that for me to be normal and natural, because there is a lot of trap in this world, and if I being very creative and being very myself, I easily to hit the hole, you know. Now what happened in Hong Kong, because of this nonsense, and it start to have a very big revolutionary, and because of this we have a huge opportunity to have something really unusual happen, because of the crash now is so intense. And I know, I see the situation is because these two forces, one is Chinese conventional force and the other is Hong Kong nonsense, is this problem stirred up from the American, and then it clash and able to create a new reality. And it's very important for me to think, to find the right part, the right person, image reflecting. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, that's the crack of the camera. Nothing can do. I was in the when I was in the LSD reality. It is it's very different thinking. It's very different thinking because I see the possibility, but this can be, you know, opening too much opportunity, and sometimes there's no grounding, you know. You could step on the trap.
crabs is everywhere, but you should predict. You know? Predict all crabs. Like you already know there is a crab.
How come you clean the table and then you cut the watermelon now?
I don't like dirty table.
This no, don't cut like this. It's dangerous. No, never cut like this.
Okay.
You put the knife to yourself. No, you always cut down. Yeah, and it's easy and fast and safe. Like
Okay,
that.
good. No.
Hmm?
This is okay. Don't need to cut more. Just this.
Oh, you like that?
Yes.
Oh.
Very sweet.
So come to the point is you need to on the 20th of March the visa expire, yeah?
Yes. You go to somewhere today?
Yeah.
What time?
About after 1 hour, I think. And do you want to get the stamp or you no need that? you see when the top confidence one, and then sometimes I go to the other side.
I think you follow phases of moon.
Oh. you feel that?
You know, some people they they have temperament. You know, temperament. Choleric, phlegmatic, sanguinic, melancholic. You know? Melancholic, sanguinic, phlegmatic, choleric.
What's in this?
These 4 types of temperament people.
Oh.
I can say you all 4. You want?
Oh.
You want to know? Okay, just imagine situation. You are very tired and you sit on this and put your head near you by you like this, your head, and you just sit and breathe and relax, and someone come to you and don't see your head, just sitting on
You mean my hand?
yeah, on your head. Yeah,
My head. Oh.
Yeah, like you have a head.
Oh.
Very good, you like this head. It's your favorite head. And someone strange like sit down on your head, and your head like you know became bad. Yeah, and the 4 types of temperament, how they will react. You know, the sanguinic one just will laughing like ha ha ha, you sit on my head, ha ha, oh that's a funny situation. Sanguinic. Melancholy will cry, oh no, my head, oh no, I love this hat so much, but you see it, oh no, why this thing
Oh, you mean the
is
hat?
awful.
Hat, not
Yeah.
not hand. Oh, your hat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, hat. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh, it was so cute, my hat. Oh, I have no money to buy new, but it's already not good. Like this. Yeah, and the third, phlegmatic. Just take hat, like, became it again, and just put on hat, quiet, and go away. Say nothing, just accept all and no emotion, like, okay, it's life, it's usual thing, nothing has happened, just had, fucking had, like, you know. Yeah, and choleric will, oh, you fucking shit, you sit on my hat, you're a very ugly person, repair quickly my hat, you know. So, reaction is awful, you know, like, crazy reaction. So I think my type, like nobody is only one type, you know. I think people they mix 2 or 3 temperament. So I think like I'm between sanguinic and phlegmatic. So it means if someone sits on my head, I maybe say nothing, just I should not to leave my hat near me. I should put on my legs, like phlegmatic, or I will like sanguinic. Ha ha ha! You sit on my hat. You're so stupid. Why you don't sit near my hat? Just laughing. I am too mixed, like sanguinic and phlegmatic. Yeah, but for example, my grandfather, he's choleric. He will say, very angry. You sit on my heart. Bitch. You know? Yeah, bullshit. You sit on my heart. Very angry. Yeah, so this is 4 types of temperament. I think like every people have very strange combination, very strange. So that's why like you're difficult maybe sometimes, because you like your temperaments are playing in you. You know, playing in you.
I'm not like one type.
Yes.
I can change a lot.
Yes.
You can see yesterday, yeah.
Yes.
Someone if they angry and then I react on this, and it's not the best things. Sometimes it's good, but for like civilized people, you can act like a civilized and then sharp burst. But someone is just like angry and then they holistic, I should not act like with them. And the temperament is playing inside me. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's not the easiest thing to play around with this.
But for example, I am never like crying, like melancholic, never like angry. Oh, you cannot see me very angry. You cannot see very like no. I am like mix of phlegmatic and sanguinic. I can say nothing and I can go ha ha ha, say ha ha ha.
So which means it would be better for me just
No, just be yourself. You don't need change you.
It's
like only for you can understand.
Because like according to human design, so it seems that I have a lot of emotion, yeah. But the human design, my emotion is blank, no emotion. So which means I got emotion from the other people. So I realized this when I was young, and then someone told me I'm mimicry. You know mimicry? Yeah? So my emotion change according to people and environment.
Yeah, chameleon. Chameleon, like chameleon.
Camouflage.
Yeah. Mimicry. Yeah.
Yeah, mimicry.
Yeah.
It changed, and it's not so easy because it's blank color, it's no emotion. So I take emotion from outside, and then by living in this world for so long, and then I have a lot of small emotion, occupying my emotion space. So sometimes it will come up, it will become a lot of emotion because I mix with so many people, and then it just boom, 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 boom. Especially something there's something nice to come, and then it's always there's some emotion bomb is waiting for,
Yeah.
Is someone nice to come? Okay, come, boom, and then destroy, and then it is becoming go to my pattern, and then the 4 different temperament. So to be myself is be very honest, yeah. And to be very honest, the hardest thing is to be honest. Is someone telling you that you need to be honest, and actually this person is not honest, and she say never lies, but actually it lies. So there's too many smart people in this world. They like that. Especially women, they say no mean yes. They're good at cover up things. So maybe I should not be stubborn about honesty, you know. It's about it is about how you get things done in the way that you disguise your lies, you put the story, and then you get things done, and you do not put too much emotion about people. If they promise anything, is the best will be you start from something small. Maybe you're right to be politics. If I want to be politician, at first perhaps I have to be so diplomatic and calculate every single things, and so careful, cannot make any single mistake. Because politics is the game of you walking on the wire. You make small mistake, you fell down.
Yes, exactly.
And I have skills that in Hong Kong they don't understand, because people fighting. If you supporting China, if you're supporting China, you will be people like supporter China and supporter Hong Kong. They fight each other. You read this news about that. Terrible. And you saw some of my video. I just one man go to the protester and then play the Chinese song. Maybe I like conflict. Maybe this is the warrior fighting personality is inside me, want to have this situation. So this template play me a lot inside me. It's my biggest weakness. But in the conflict situation, I can handle many people. Like yesterday, how do you see yesterday?
Yesterday, you mean yesterday evening? Yesterday I saw the very, very dangerous game of your temperature.
Very dangerous,
Yeah. But it's good, you can control your body, because I see like you wanted to do something like movings of your body, but you just be concentrate and just using words, no muscles,
Never. This never.
Okay. Good.
Never. I will never use this.
Good.
You feel that I want to use my muscle?
Yes, you was like very like like a cow like.
Because I saw him.
Yes.
He's like this.
Yes.
And then I respond
Yes.
to that.
You also was like mimicry. Like
Yeah.
you see, like mirror,
Yeah, and then when I see, and then I was because I was tripping, and then I see his anger, and I show the tiger,
Yes.
And
Did you take something yesterday?
that's it.
Really? What time? With your friend?
No. I was by myself. Yes, suppose we'll take with my master, but it's not. I'm not. I wasn't very happy. I wasn't really in her frequency. So she just like truffle. She come to see me, and then I didn't do my things right, and then it's no. It's hard for me. You know? It's hard for me, and yeah. She I think she tripped on herself. I tripped on myself. So this kind of you don't see I was high yesterday.
Not very high.
Not very high,
Not very high. Yeah.
but high. Okay.
But high.
Yeah. And now it's a bit tired.
Don't think too much and just think what you need for this moment. You know, like in meditation. Meditation teach people don't think about past, don't think about future, just on this moment. Like what is happening now, right now? Who are you? Who I am? Yeah? So just what you need for now. For now. Listen your body. What you need for now?
Listen to my body.
Your body, your mind, your soul.
Yeah,
Soul.
my body telling like I'm tired.
Go to sleep. A little bit.
Little bit.
1 hour. And then go to somewhere for stand.
Are you hypnotizing me? That's good idea. So,
I'm just trying to help you. You can do what you want. If you want, you can jump from here to down and swimming in and smoking underwater. You can do what you want.
snorkeling.
Smoking.
Smoking underwater.
Yeah, you can do what you want.
I want to train myself that I'm never angry. And I want to train myself I'm never been sad. You know? I think this angry and sad is not very good.
Yes, exactly. Because it's like there is a minimum, there is an optimum, and there is a maximum. You know, minimum it's like you became very very sad. Maximum you became very angry. Like, but the nature want you be optimum. Nature like optimum. Nature like enough water. Nature like enough sun, not too much sun, not less, very very less sun. You know, nature like not too much water, not no water. Nature like middle account of water, and all about nature is optimum. Even you like optimum temperature. You like optimum water, not too much water, not very very small water. Optimum. And also in your feelings, your emotion. You don't need to have too many emotion. It's not good. Your brain can break. And no emotion absolutely. It's also bad. You need to have optimum in everywhere.
True. Will you hug me? Go to sleep? No?
Maybe